kick it off.
All right.
Cool.
All right, Sam, welcome to Chaos and Recovery, man. Nice to have you.
Thanks for having me.
And one, it's nice to have our first fish fan on the episode. We can talk more about that later because we have a lot in common.
That's how Steve described you. He's like, cool cat. Likes fish. I was like, oh, solid.
Yeah, I mean, that was my scene, though, you know? It was like, I mean, that's what I lived for so many years.
Yeah, for a decade for me.
Yeah, festivals, following shows. I mean, that's who the people I hung out with, too, you know?
Now, did you guys ever know each other before?
No.
Okay.
No, I think, honestly, like, until I posted, maybe it wasn't when I posted that I was going to Denver this year, but a little bit before that, I posted something with Trey in it, and you messaged me, and I was like, oh, Steve, likes fish. And saw that you went to Goose.
Yeah.
And that's when I kind of was like, oh, maybe he's in the scene, but, like, I don't know. Some people, like, hate fish. Even if they like that type of music, they're like, fish sucks. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest festival, I mean, I've been going since I was 14 years old, but my first actual music festival was Coventry.
Oh, jeez.
So we drove up there 3 days before, parked on the side of the highway because nobody was getting in or out.
Yeah, walking.
And there was a 3-day party, and then we had to pack up all our gear, and we walked 15 miles to the venue with all our camping gear, food, everything.
There's so many
with no tickets.
Yeah.
With 0 tickets.
I remember that. I remember that being on the news.
Yeah, there's so many pictures of it. It's like well documented that people had to walk. It's like insane.
Yeah, well, it was advertised. They were advertising it as their last show ever. And so, and luckily Trey figured it out and got sober, and they got back together a few years after that. But I mean, everyone that was a fan wasn't going to miss that show.
No, it's the equivalent of like the Grateful Dead 50 that went on a couple years ago. If you're a Fish fan, and going to shows at that time, you were trying to get there.
Yeah.
You know. But.
Yeah. I mean, and I actually went to my first sober show was with my son and my girlfriend, Mariah, and we went to Fenway I think it was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that. 2019, maybe.
I was so fucked up.
Yeah.
I was so fucked up.
Yeah, that was a solid show.
Not sober there.
And I think we stayed the first set, and that was it. It was out. But because I had my son, who was like 5 or 6 at the time.
Right.
But he was loving it because right when it got dark, all the glow sticks came out, balloons out everywhere. But anyways, we'll talk a little more about that in the scene later. But so why don't you give us a little bit of your origin story of how before you got into recovery?
Cool. Yeah, I mean, kind of similar to when you said you started going to shows. It was like the first time I really picked up a substance. When I started like using and stuff, I didn't like drink first. I mean, like I had like stolen alcohol from like my parents and stuff as a kid. But, like, the first times I remember getting, like, intoxicated were, like, on weed, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, and I was, like, 13, 14. It was, like, either late 8th grade or, like, early high school. And the thing I remember the most is, like, not necessarily, like, the feeling, but, like that obsession. Like, as soon as I remember, like, the first time I got high, all I could think about was, like, getting high again. Like, and, like, the next day. And that, like, theme just, like, pretty much just trickled into every single substance I picked up. And, like, I wasn't even, like, aware of it until, like, way later down the line.
Yeah.
I just thought it's how everybody felt.
At first, was it more like a social thing? Like, it was fun to do with your friends? Or was it just the instant feeling of that feeling?
It's weird because, like, I was an athlete. Like, especially, like, in high school, like, I was a runner.
Yeah.
Like, and, like, even in late middle school and stuff, I was a runner. So it's, like, everyone that I hung out with were athletes, so they weren't trying to use.
Okay.
So, like, I didn't really fit in, per se, with the athletes. So, like, the kids I was hanging out with and, like, getting high with, I don't want to, like, you know, like, put dirt on anybody's name, but it was mostly because they had what I wanted.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they were the kids getting high. They were the kids with the alcohol. And I, like, I sought it out. Like, it was weird because I'm definitely the type of alcoholic that genuinely likes the effect. Like, whether it's alcohol or drugs, it doesn't matter. Like, that's why I started using. But I sought it out. Like, it wasn't something that people I hung out with in the majority of my time did. Like, going to practice, no one I knew on the teams were doing it and anything. And I was always, like, kind of excluded, especially once people started to find out that that's what I was doing. Because I was never, like, an amazing runner, but I was always, like, at the front end of the pack. Like, higher than average and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. It's like weird because as I went through high school, I made like a bunch of friends, and like that's really when I started getting into like jam bands and things like that. And I have an older brother who's like 4 years older than me. So I remember in like 2011, we went to go see the String Cheese Incident out in Boston, and that was the first time I took LSD, and it just like opened up my mind to just like, wow, like there's some other stuff out here besides weed and alcohol. And like by this point I had gotten drunk many times, like a bunch of like minor like jackpots and stuff with the parents of like, you can't be like, you know, just gotten a license and stuff. And I'm already like drunk driving and driving under the influence like immediately. And but once I discovered like LSD at that concert, man, it was like all the gate was just wide open. Yeah. Because I remember even when I was smoking weed and drinking, like, I don't know, when you're running in those crowds, you see the people that are using the other stuff, and like I drew like that line in the sand. I'm like, I'm just a weed smoker and drinker. You know, like that's all for me. Sure. You know, I'll tap out after that. But after that concert, man, it was all over. I remember all I could think about was like, when's the next time I could trip? Yep. You know, and kind of like I said, it was just like any time I picked up the next drug or the next new experience, I just chased that, and I was never able to get it again. Yeah. Right? Like I loved hallucinogens, but I had such a short, fast career with them because, like, I remember I was tripping one time, and it was just, like, this crazy, like, psychosis trip almost. Like, I remember I was sitting on the floor of a friend's room in college, like, literally with crayons, coloring on this piece of paper. No, like, actual art going on, just, like, watching the colors, like, go around because I was just on a ton of acid. And all of a sudden, like, this thought just came into my head of, like, you're an alcoholic. And I was like, whoa. And it was like, I don't know if you ever had this experience, but like I got stuck in a loop. And I could not get out. And like every 5 minutes, I was just like, you're an alcoholic. You're an alcoholic. And in like pretty standard alcoholic fashion, when I got off, like the acid wore off, I was just like, I'm never taking LSD again. So like it's not that I swore off booze after that. I was just like, I'm not touching hallucinogens again. That was way too intense. I don't want to think about how I'm an alcoholic.
It's beautiful. You know? Yeah. That loop thing, I took mushrooms one time in high school, and I sat in a couch, head in between the cushions for 3 hours. It was a bunch of us tripping at this house. And I got out of this loop, and all I was doing the whole time was thinking about how we're just all organisms. And none of us matter. We're just little organisms. And I got up saying that, and I just wouldn't stop saying that. And I know how that sticks with you, because that thought and that loop stuck with me my whole life. Yeah. Like, I still, like, bring back, like, certain situations now today to back then of, like, nothing, it's not that big of a deal. Right. Like, you're just a simple organism type of, you know?
It's crazy how impactful they can be, because I have other loops that like friends got caught in, or I got caught in myself, and it's like same thing. Like they still stick with me to this day. Yeah, it's like insane, like how impactful hallucinogens really can be on like that mental state. Yeah, you know.
Now, do you think that that's purely coming up for to bring to you like your subconscious? You know, like, do you think that that's what, it's obviously so impactful because you went through the experience, right? So you're never going to forget that as a memory, but like, obviously that was it's both pretty heavy stuff, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it was impactful at the time, but I was like, that was the trenches. Like that was probably sophomore year of college. So like, that's when I was like deep into like, defending my right to like not put down substances. So maybe like it could have 100% been like the LSD trying to like bring something to like, because LSD for me and mushrooms, I don't know about you, but like we're really good at bringing things to light. Yeah. Sure. Like whenever I met a friend who was like, you know, by my standards, you're not mentally stable, I was like, you shouldn't trip. Yeah. Because I'm like, you're gonna lose it. Like I'd be worried that like I'm gonna be babysitting the whole time, which again is like selfish, but like I didn't want to watch someone lose it. Because I knew every time I tripped, if I had something on the back of my mind, right to the front. Sure. And it would, like, loop. It wouldn't be able to go away. And, like, I don't know. Because, like, in sophomore year of college, like, I knew I drank heavy, but it was more when I was getting into drugs. Like, that was when Adderall was becoming very influential in my in my life because it's the only way I could pass college. Like, I came
Yeah.
borderline failing out of college because I just didn't go to class.
Sure.
So, like, I would take, like, a bunch of Adderall, cramming during exam time, and, like, pass my exams and, like, just skate by. And, like, once I got into prescription drugs, my story got, like, real dark.
Now, when that came up for you during your trip, had you had that thought consciously before?
That
Ever?
I was an alcoholic?
Did you ever say it to yourself?
No, I don't think I'd ever called myself one. So I think that's why it gave, like, that
Yeah.
shock to the system.
Yeah, you were like,
I gotta
fuck,
put
what do you
this
mean?
stuff
What do you
down
mean?
now.
Yeah.
You know? No, I don't think I called myself an alcoholic. I mean, excluding maybe that situation, until I was probably a senior in college, so another 2 years away. You know, I don't know. My story is like, it's funny, I never think of it as like an origin story, but like, my story is a lot of back and forth of like drugs, drinking, drinking. And it would be like when the flame would get hot, let's switch back to the other one, you know, whatever could like reduce the consequences. Because a lot of it was dealing with, my dad's no slouch. My dad's been sober as long as I've been alive and longer. And so like, he's done all like money of the drugs I've done. He's drank the way I drank. So like, there's no like pulling the wool over his eyes. So like, whenever he would start to get like on to me about something I was doing, I had to stop and switch.
Is he in the
Divert.
program?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So is my father.
Oh, yeah.
So is our father.
I think your father shared one time.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I met
yeah.
him. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like there was getting anything by him. Like,
Yeah.
I remember in high school drinking, and he'd be like, "What were you doing tonight?" And I'd be like, "Oh, nothing. Just like, you know, darts and pool." And he'd be like, "Yeah." Right.
Okay. Yeah.
It's crazy how at that age you really can think that you're getting one over on anyone.
Oh, yeah. I thought I
yeah.
fooled them. Yeah. I thought they had no idea that I drank at that age.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I mean, college years, was he insinuating anything about, hey, maybe you should try the program? Like, did you, well, let me ask this first. As a kid, did you go to any meetings with him?
Not that I remember.
Yeah, okay.
My dad's got an interesting story. I don't mean to give too much of it, but like,
Yeah.
he got sober the year my brother was born.
Okay.
So he's been sober the exact amount of time that my brother has been alive. He went to meetings pretty regularly when that happened. He has a lot of friends he grew up with in the program, but got away from it and turned to the church.
Okay, yeah.
You know, because like I went to Catholic school. Like I don't know if it's okay to say where I went to school.
Yeah.
I went to Hendricken.
Yeah, okay.
Right down the road. It's
Yep.
a private school. I went to a Catholic school, elementary school, stuff like that. So like the church was in my life from a young age, and like I had no choice whether I wanted to go. Neither did my brother and sister. All of us had to go at least until we were confirmed, and if he was happy, until we were 18.
Wow. Yeah.
So like he really made church and Jesus Christ and all that stuff like his higher power, his solution, which ironically is a solution for plenty of people in the program.
Sure.
But like no step work and nothing like that.
Okay.
Just church. So more so what he forced was like, come with me to church.
Okay.
And kind of like made me go through that whole rigmarole, which I fought tooth and nail. There was a lot of conversation of like, you're like me. You remind me a lot of myself. There was more of that than there was like, do you want to try meetings?
Yeah.
College was weird. So like,
Where'd you go? Did you go away, like out of state for college?
no, I stayed in state.
Okay.
But it was enough where like I could be away from supervision.
Yeah, okay.
Like my parents are amazing. I love my parents so much.
Yeah.
But like very overbearing at times, and like just protective. Like nothing like you wouldn't want any parent who loves you like so much to do. It's just they're showering me with love. They just want to protect me from the situation. But like key alcoholic is like, let me bang a beeline in the opposite direction of all this love, protection, and like I just feel like it's overbearing and hovering, right? And so when I got to college, man, freedom,
Right.
you know, and they definitely worried about my drinking because I would come home and like be drinking and driving a lot, but they had no idea about the drugs, at least for a time.
Yeah.
Once Xanax came into the picture, that all changed.
Yeah.
But you know, and that was like after sophomore year because I got into Adderall. And then junior year, moved off campus and was living with someone who had an Adderall and Xanax prescription. And I was like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's
You
nice.
know, I can study with Adderall, drink longer with Adderall, and if I really want to get squirrely, I can take a Xanax and drink on Xanax, which is,
Calm down a little
highly recommended by doctors.
Blackout zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
stop your heart kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like, so once I would go home, I wouldn't be able to like get off Xanax. That stuff's so addictive.
Yeah.
And I like got to the point where I was getting it off like the black market and
Sure.
stuff, and getting like sandwich bags of that stuff.
Yep.
And
shit.
I remember the like specific conversations like slipped my mind, but it would be along the lines of like I would come downstairs from my room at my parents' house like 6 or 7 times and be like, "What's for dinner?" when I already ate.
Yeah.
Right? And so my dad's just like, he didn't know it was like Xanax, but he's like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
Like, what are you on? You know? And like, once that cat got out of the bag, it was kind of like, whoa, okay, he's taking Xanax. And my dad did his research and stuff and like was kind of on to me. So that was one of those times where it's like, gotta stop taking drugs for a little bit. And didn't completely stop taking Xanax, stopped taking it at home.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But like, things got real bad after
Were you an
that.
everyday user at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like missing class to the point where like the dean is calling me into the office and being like, "Where are you? Your teachers are concerned because like when you do show up to class, like you're not good."
Yeah, what's going on?
Like literally in class, just like nodding out, saying obscene stuff, and so the dean tried to check in, and like that kind of gave me like a wake up call. But like instead of like getting off drugs, I just at this point I had found perk 30s.
Yeah.
And started getting into opiates.
Yep.
And like, that's what I mean. Where it's like once the door opened to like Adderall and like Vyvanse and like prescription pills, like the whole story went down. Those lines that were drawn in the sand just went away. You know. And I remember getting in debt with taking perk 30s because they were so expensive, and then like the classic like, oh well, this is cheaper, and like now it's heroin, and now it's fentanyl, and like. Now I'm just like addicted to just any opiate I can get my hands on. You know, and it was like a dark, dark road.
And this was all still while in college.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like I remember, it's like kind of amazing that I was able to graduate college. But again, it was like that Adderall, right? I'd come out of these like fentanyl or heroin stupors to like go to my roommate and just be like, I need like your entire script of Adderall. And he would sell it to me. He didn't care. He didn't take it.
Right.
So I would just take it and study for my exams and get by. I had a pretty big scare because I got myself in some hardcore debt my senior year and had to like call my parents.
Yeah.
He was like, my dealer was like threatening to like take some physical force.
Yeah, okay.
Say that.
Yeah.
And I had to like call my parents and tell them that I was in debt. Like we're talking thousands of dollars.
Sure.
You know, and that's when they got hot to trot on the fact that I was taking like opiates and things like that. They didn't know heroin, fentanyl, but I just kind of gave them the broad scheme of like it's opiates.
Okay.
You know, because I think at that point in time,
what was their reaction when you sat down and told
my dad
them? Did you sit down and tell them?
No, I called them on the phone.
Okay.
And my mom and my brother came down. My dad didn't come. But I had already gotten a DUI that year, so it was like a rough year.
Sure.
You know, and so like I remember when I called them. I told him I was freaking out. And of course, like, as a good drug addict, alcoholic, I tried to blame it on my college roommate. I was like, oh, he's the one who got me into it. He's way worse than me. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do living here. And so, like...
I've done that before.
Yeah, you know, scapegoat, right? And I remember my mom and my brother came down, and they were like, come like, finish college at home. You know, you only got a semester left. Like, you can finish on time. Why don't you come home? And of course, I'm just like, no, I got this.
Yeah.
I got this. I was like, I'll get off. And, like, I did get off for, like, that period of time because, like, my dealer wasn't giving me anything. Dude, I owed him thousands of dollars, and I had to pay him back. And got, like, on a payment plan with him, was giving, like, my entire paycheck. And, like, I mean, all this time, I'm just drinking.
Sure.
Now I can't use anymore. Now I'm drinking like I wanted to use opiates. And it just was, senior year was brutal, man. And I remember, like, I had friends where, like, now at this point, me and my friends are, like, openly admitting that, like, we're alcoholics. And we're like, oh, we'll have to figure this out when college ends. Like, this whole partying and alcoholic phase will have to stop when college ends. And, like, some of those guys stopped. But, like, I didn't, you know. The pedal just stayed down. But that was, like, that year with everything just going on between the DUI, having to tell my parents I was taking opiates, and, like, crashing out on drinking again towards the end of the year, like... It was a rough year. And, like, I couldn't hide from it anymore. The amount of stuff that I would put in my body, the amount I would drink, there was just no getting around it. It was like, I know I'm an alcoholic. I just don't want to do anything about it.
Sure.
So, It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, college was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you're on a payment plan. You're on a payment plan.
Interest?
Switch to drinking. You graduate.
Yeah.
What's plan A after that?
Plan A. Jesus, man. So, like, I guess when I had always worked at a summer camp, so when I graduated college, I kind of skated right into that same old comfortable routine.
Mm-hmm.
I went to college for horticulture, so plant sciences.
Yep.
And didn't really look for a job right away. Just kind of was going to skate through that summer camp job again. But, like, those jackpots just kept following me. Like, so that was 2016, 2017. So that's when Magnaball was.
Yep.
Remember
Yep.
Magnaball?
I was there.
And I remember we went out bowling, my brother, a friend of mine, and there might have been other people there. Man, I don't even remember who was there. But, like, I got so drunk. I don't even know why I did. I think me and my brother must have gotten in an argument. But, like, I go out in the parking lot and, like, spinning kick a hole in his back truck window.
Why
Right?
did you say this?
And, like, yeah, and I was, like, browned out at the time. And so, like, I, like, barely remember doing it. Like, kind of remember doing it. But, like, woke up in the morning with glass in my shoe.
Yeah.
And was like, oh, I definitely did it. And didn't tell my brother, of course. And so this dude has to tape a trash bag to the back of his truck window as we drive to Magnaball. And he bought my Magnaball ticket. And I'm sitting in the truck the whole time with this guilt and this shame of just like, I kicked this dude's window in and he bought me the ticket and he's driving me to Magnaball. And it's like, so there was no plan. Like, this kind of chaos just like kept going on. And like, now that I'm out of college and I'm not with like random people from New York, New Jersey, wherever, you know, people were from at URI, now the people that were catching it were like, family, close friends from home.
Sure.
And so, like, now it started to get, like, I mean, it's self-centered of me, but it started to get more painful than it was. Because, like, in college, burn a bridge, make a bridge.
Right.
Right? Like, I'll burn a bridge next year, all right, I'll make new friends, whatever.
Sure.
Kind of get over it. That chameleon lifestyle.
Yeah.
But at home, like, I couldn't do that with my
Can't
brother.
run away from those relationships.
Can't burn down my brother's bridge.
Yeah.
I mean, if I do, he'll just walk away from me. You know? And, like, I had one of those friends who I had in college who was like a drinker and a drug user like me, lived in Rhode Island, and I remember it was probably 2018 at the time, and he overdosed. And like at this time I was working at like a plant nursery, and so was he, and he like just stopped showing up to work. And I remember my boss, I had no idea. My boss started asking me, where's this kid? I'm like, I have no idea. I haven't heard from him. Tried calling him, his phone's off. Tried calling his girlfriend, and she wasn't answering. And like eventually, like 30 days goes by, and then I get a phone call, and it was like, oh, okay. And like he didn't tell me initially, but like, you know, I was starting to put two and two together. And like we had sat down, he told me like he had overdosed. His girlfriend found him like on the floor of the apartment, and like me and this kid were running buddies in college and like after, and like then here came like the first click of like, oh, it can get like even worse.
Yeah.
You know, and like.
So did he go to rehab? Is that why?
Yeah, he went to like a 30-day rehab and like came back and like must have smoothed things over with my boss at the time because he came right back to work.
Yeah.
And like I remember he told me, he's like, Gibby, you got to get off that stuff. And this was like fentanyl. I was like back on fentanyl at this time.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get off of it. Yeah. And then it was same year, 2000. No, so that must have been 2017, because this was like late 2017 when this happened, or almost 2018, as I was playing Xbox with my brother's roommate at the time, who was like a really good friend of mine, like basically a brother to me. And he started to like hear me be like, because I had my headset on still, and he like told my brother, he's like, hey, Sam sounds like fucked up right now, like you should call him. Calls me, I don't pick up, of course, so he calls my parents, because I'm living at home at the time. My parents go upstairs, and I'm like on the floor, like overdosing on fentanyl. And I come through, the paramedics are in the house, my parents are like running around, and like, dude, the delusion of just like a drug addict is like, I see my dad like flushing my shit down the toilet, and I flip out on my dad. Like I go to stand up and yell at my dad, and I remember like the paramedic put me back down in the seat and was like, you need to chill. Like, we just had to Narcan you a few times to get you back. Like, you need to sit, you need to relax, and you need to let your parents do whatever they need to do.
Yeah.
We're going to get you to the hospital. You don't need to worry about, like, any legal stuff right now. Just let us take care of you.
Yeah.
And it was, like, It was tough, man. I have not obviously not only is it tough like having your parents find you in that situation, but like I have family who work like EMS in like hospitals, and like, you know, it was not something I could hide from. Like I remember getting checked in by a family, and I was just like, fuck, you know, hard to buy, and just like didn't say anything to me, no judgment, like, you know, great family. I mean, they see that kind of stuff all the time, man.
Yeah.
But it was brutal.
Yeah.
It was painful.
Cat's kind of out of the bag now.
Now it was fully out, and I remember like, man, it still like messes me up. But like, we left the hospital finally after I was discharged, and my mom and dad are like, we need to get you into rehab, detox, we need to get you some help, and like, they're talking all this stuff in the front seat, and I remember just being like, I don't know what you guys are freaking out about. Like, I got this. And my dad's like neck like snapped to the back seat.
Yeah.
And he didn't even need to say anything. Just like that look he gave me of just like, you need to stop talking.
Yeah.
And a little bit of time went by, and like I refused to go to detox. So I like detoxed at home off fentanyl, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
And throwing up, all that nasty stuff. And I got away with not going to rehab or detox because I told him I would go to NA. You know, and he was hyped to hear that.
Sure.
But like I was doing the old rigmarole of like, I'm going in, I'm going to sit in the back, I'm not going to raise my hand, I'm definitely not getting a sponsor, I'm definitely not doing the steps, like I'm hitting the liquor store after this meeting.
Yeah.
And like, you know, again, it was that same old, like, let's just put the fire out and everything will be okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember my dad was like, are you going to quit drinking too? And I was like, no, why would I do that? It's like, I just overdosed on fentanyl.
Right.
Right? Like, I remember sitting in an NA meeting and hearing this dude be like, I lost the house, I lost the car, I lost the wife, I lost the kids. And I'm sitting there, I'm 24, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck
Tough
are
to
you
hear.
talking about, man? I'm like, I'm too young for this right now. I can't hear it. I'm like, I just overdosed on fentanyl. And it's like to be sitting in a chair and to be like, I just overdosed on fentanyl. Like, that's crazy. Like, I could sit here now and be like, that's insane.
Right.
You know, because like...
But you don't know what you don't know.
Oh, God, no.
You know?
But like to be sitting there and being like, oh, I've never had the wife or the kids or the family in the house, right? And I'm like, I just overdosed. It's like, yeah, you would have died and never had a chance to have it.
Sure.
Yeah, it's amazing when we hear stories of like kids that are so young getting sober. You know, we've had a few people on. It's like, you know, or someone very close to us who's been sober since he's what, 18, 21. Yeah. And it's so crazy because Steve went through, you know, his whole 20s and if I was an addict then, I would be like, think the same thing. Like, I have time. It's almost like you're in this, like, it's supposed to be happening right now. I don't have all that shit. I don't have to worry about all that stuff. Like, that stuff's down the road, you know?
Right.
Yeah, well, my dad brought me to my first meeting when I was 19 years old, surrounded by 10 older guys, 60 plus. And I'm like,
You're like, no way.
This isn't
Can't relate. Yeah.
Say me?
There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah. And I mean, that's kind of where I was at, though. I'm like, look, the closest person to me in age was like 45, 50.
Right.
Right? And like, at 24, you're like, I know now I'm like in 30, going on 32, but it's like, I'm looking at these people like, you guys are ancient. I got, like you just said, I'm like, I got time.
Yeah.
I just overdosed. I can drink the rest of my life.
Right.
My dad's blowing this out of proportion. Everything's going to be fine. But like, meanwhile, I'm sitting in the back, no steps, no sponsor, no nothing. And I'm grabbing a sleeve of nips and telling my dad I'm going to the gym after the meeting.
Yeah.
Like, that manipulation, that lying, that cheating, it's all still there. Like, all that behavior that, like, at the end I couldn't avoid anymore.
Sure.
You know? And, I don't know. All that just came to a head again because, like, I got another DUI. So it was, like, all that, like, tripping on myself just kept happening for the next couple years after that. Because, like I said, that was, like, late 2017 and, like, 2018 was rough because that kid that told my brother that, like, I was overdosing died. And, like, so, like, I went through, like, that. I couldn't, like, properly grieve. So, like, now I'm blacking out every day because I can't handle the loss of, like, someone so close to me. And I remember I would try to do Sober October. And my sobriety date's October 27th. So I was, like, obviously not that great at doing Sober October. But I remember when I got that second DUI, I was, like, out in, like, Western Mass at a Max Creek concert, and it was right around Halloween, so I'm dressed up in a spacesuit, dude, and I got this girl with me who's dressed up as a space fairy, and, like, I'm leaving the concert, and, like, That was a great look.
Yeah.
You know, you want to do a field sobriety test, you'll be looking good. But I remember leaving the concert, my lights aren't on. So, like, pull out, cop pulls me over, and I'm hammered. You know, I've been 2 drinks in my hand all night, the entire concert. And it's crazy because, like, every time I'd gotten in trouble, right, like, the mindset I had was, like, oh, if I just had my lights on, I would have gotten a DUI. That's how, like, my brain worked. It wasn't like if I didn't drink and drive, then I wouldn't have gotten a DUI. That's too logical.
Yeah.
But for the first time, like, once I was in that jail cell waiting to get picked up because it was the weekend, so court system's closed and all that stuff, I sat there and I was like, every time I drink, I get behind the wheel of the car and I drive, right? And it's like, I don't care if I have a passenger. I don't care about their life. I don't care about my life. And, like, I don't really ever think of myself as the type of alcoholic or addict who had, like, suicide attempts or anything. But I definitely was the type who didn't care if I died.
Sure.
And didn't care about other people's lives. Like, the value of a life was, like, so minuscule to me at that point in time. No plans of living past 30 or even, like, 27 for, like, at that point, you know. So, like, those kinds of things never crossed my mind. But to be sitting in that cell that time and have that thought, it was, like, the most different thought I'd ever had, right? And it's, like, with some time that's gone by now, I've been able to be like, oh, wow, that was, like, my first spiritual experience that, like, I listened to.
Sure.
Because, like, I've heard people say, like, spiritual experiences aren't, like, what keep me sober. Spiritual experiences are a way of my higher power, like, giving me a chance to, like, jump on the boat, get in the car, let's go. And so, like, unless, like, action is taken right after, like, a spiritual experience, and the spiritual experience is almost like a high where, like, it feels good and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I probably had plenty before that, like the LSD trip maybe and things like that, but it was the first time that I got in the car per se, right?
I love this concept because we talked about it a bunch of times on this podcast, but I the aha moments. You know, just the moments of, like, oh, if I do call my sponsor every day, because you've been told for years, call your sponsor every day, it's going to help. Oh, if I actually start doing that, I do feel better every day. All right, so I'm going to keep doing that. Or go to 90 meetings in 90 days. I'll go to 1 meeting a week at first. It doesn't work. But if I go to 90 meetings in 90 days... holy shit, I feel better in my early recovery. And these little aha moments, all these little spiritual nuggets that I get, they don't come to me at first. I'll be told a million times, do this, try that, suggest this. But until I put some sort of action behind that spiritual nugget, I'm not going to see that aha moment. And, like, I love this. The spiritual awakening of those moments, you know, and once I got one, they just started flooding in because I was finally open to my higher power, letting me talking through these spiritual moments.
Right. Yeah. It's amazing. Like, you bash your head. At least I will bash my head on the wall 10 times before I'll listen to my sponsor to this day.
Yeah.
Like, been sober 6.5 years almost, right? And it's like my sponsor will tell me something. I'm like, no, boom. Try it again. No, boom, try it again, right? Like, it took me until I was 6 years sober to get into therapy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's crazy. And, like, how many times is, like, my sponsor, like, told me, like, hey, man, like, checking out therapy might be, like, a good idea. And, like, and other friends, like, me, like, I remember, like, meeting one of my friends, like, 4 years ago, and he's like, hey, like, I had just gotten out of a breakup, and he's like, you think maybe therapy might be a good idea? And I was like, nah. Like, why? Right?
Yeah,
I was 2 years sober. I, like, knew everything at that point. Like,
sure.
I was just like, I know what will fix this, right? And then, like, of course, I was just like, sex. Like, that's what will fix this.
The void.
Because, like, yeah, man, like, take the drugs and the alcohol away, and I'll still chase other things to fill that hole.
Of course.
Like, escapism, distracting, like, disassociation, like, that's my drug in sobriety.
Sure.
Like, ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss, man.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I agree. Those nuggets, those aha moments, they're huge.
Yeah, and I didn't even think about... I mean, I've just been trying to get sober for way too long. And I finally have some sort of long-term recovery. I mean, I call it long-term recovery. I have almost a year and a half. Well, a year and a couple months. But, like, without listening and seeing these aha moments, which I also reflect as spiritual awakenings, I wouldn't have stayed sober this long. you know? I'd finally gone through so much pain that I started listening. I started opening my eyes. I stopped thinking that I don't know everything there is to know, you know? I stopped trying to fix a program that millions of people have gotten sober over, you know? I stopped trying to recreate all the pieces and, you know, recreate the steps.
Yeah, make them Steve steps.
Making Steve steps, you know? Because I'm smarter than everyone else, you know?
Right.
I'm smarter than generations before me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy, man. It's insane. I mean, because I feel like everybody goes through that, though, right? Like, it's like, that's the thing, again, of, like, not being unique. Like, that's all of our experience.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I mean, like, for some people, it's, like, a different amount of time. Like, sure, I went to NA for a couple years, and then when I actually came to AA in earnest, like, I've stuck and stayed. Like, relapse, I don't ever really consider relapse to be much of my story, like a part of my story, but that's because, like, you have to actually stop to relapse, right? Like, I had plenty of times I tried to. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
And without trying to put myself in a program or go to rehab or go to detox, I didn't allow myself to relapse. I just never got sober.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, I fought tooth and nail for this to not be the solution. I didn't want to come here.
Sure.
This is what my dad did. I don't want to be my dad. I'm different. I'm unique. I don't have to do what my dad did to get sober.
A lot of my thoughts, too, like early on when I was introduced to the program, was how am I going to talk to girls? How am I going to go out and have fun with my friends? How am I going to go to a bar and not have a beer?
Right.
Like, this is all I know. This is like who I am.
Right.
Like, I wear this party person, the Steve mentality, the Steve label of he's a good time. Like, that was my fucking banner, you know? And what am I going to do without that banner?
Right.
You know, who am I? I don't know who the fuck I am.
How are you going to go to a fish show?
How am I going to go to a fish show?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. My sponsor says it all the time. Like, drugs and alcohol, and I mean, you hear it in the program, but, like, drugs and alcohol weren't the problem, man. They were the solution.
Yeah.
So strip me of my solution, and I feel empty.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a whole ass shell that a hermit crab abandoned because it's too big, right? Like, I feel empty.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's nothing left. I have to fill that. That void has to be filled. And like I just said, like, man, left to my own devices, sex, like, rock climbing for a while, playing golf for a while, like, whatever I like, to the extreme, to the point where, like, I just disassociate from reality. Right? Like, taking 3-4 years into recovery to get to a dentist to start to fix some of the mess in my teeth from all the, like, cocaine I smoked for years and, like, neglect. Like, it's like disassociation central. Just take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, and it's crazy, man, because you take away the drugs and the alcohol, and I gave myself a solution. Like, early recovery was amazing for me. Like, I got involved with young people in AA, and it's like going to conferences, going whitewater rafting, rock climbing, hiking, camping trips, like, all this stuff. But, like, I'm not showing up as a son. I'm not showing up as a brother. I'm not showing up as a good employee. Right? Like, I'm still not living life on, like, this spiritual or, like, this right way of living. I'm just still trying to escape.
Right.
You know, and hide. Like,
when did you, how far into your sobriety did you recognize that imbalance?
As my therapist has liked to tell me this year, I learn a lot from relationships.
Yeah, okay.
That's where I do a lot of my learning, like, just in life. And, like, I had one of the suggestions I didn't listen to in the program was, like, don't get into a relationship in your first year.
Yeah.
And
seems like a common trend with a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why a lot of people give the advice not to do it.
Yeah, sure.
But I got into a relationship, and, like, it was nothing bad. Like, I mean, like, she's a great person, and we got into a relationship, but, like, we did all the things, like, moved in together, you know. So I had the relationship, had the apartment,
was she
had
in the
car.
program?
She is.
Yeah.
And I say it all the time when I share at meetings. Like, I just started working the steps backward. I got the material things I wanted. I was going on whitewater rafting, hiking trips. Like, I'm a huge outdoors guy.
Yeah.
I was going to fish concerts again. I have the relationship, so I have the partner. I have that sense of security. And so
all the avoidance tools were up.
Oh, yeah. All the walls were nice and tall.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to peer over at them for, like, the feelings.
Yeah.
But, like, I started working backwards, right? Like, I stopped sponsoring guys in the program. I stopped praying. I stopped doing, like, that daily inventory. I stopped making amends. And, like, I worked myself all the way back. I worked those steps in reverse backwards to 2. And I was sitting in place thinking, like, the relationship was failing. I was, like, not being a good partner. I was resentful. I was, like, antagonistic, provocative. And, like, I was sitting back to, like, she would tell me, like, she sat me down and she's like, this is not working. And hit me like a ton of bricks. It's blindsided me because I'm so, like, blind to my feelings, emotions, and what's going on around me. That, like, I didn't realize it. And she lists off all these things that, like, I'm not doing right. And, like, instead of, like, hearing her and, like, validating her feelings, like, I'm just like, I can fix this. I can restore this relationship. I can fix my insanity that's, like, come back. And I tried to fix the relationship, and it just didn't work. It was broken at that point. And so, like, the relationship ended, and that was painful for me, man. At, like, a little over 2 years sober is when that happened, the breakup. I fell apart. You know, and, like, didn't go to therapy, didn't get help. But, like, got into the steps again, because I'd already worked the steps once. So I got into the steps again, and I was talking to my sponsor about this recently, where, like, I went through the steps, and I learned how much I was ignoring my feelings. You know, and it's kind of, like, been this, where, like, spirituality's been, like, this growing educational variety for me. So has, like, my learning of my feelings, my emotions, like, emotional maturity, emotional intelligence, like, all those things, like, have been, like, this slow educational variety for me in sobriety. Because, like, when that relationship ended, I learned how, from the steps, like, one, how I treated this person like crap towards the end, and, like, two, that, like, how I wanted to show up in a relationship, right? Like, I want to be chivalrous. I want to take care of my partner. I want to do nice things for my partner. I want to participate in things that, like, my partner likes that maybe I haven't tried or I'm not too fond of, so that I can provide a good time for them. But, like, come to find out as some more years go by that, like, I didn't learn from that, go through the steps of, like, how to love myself. Right? And so, like, I healed from those steps. I got into another relationship, which, again, was an amazing relationship. My partner was an amazing person. But I didn't know how to love myself. And, like, I didn't know I was, like, so codependent. I didn't know I was so, like, people-pleasing and, like, all this stuff, man. So, like, you know, as the relationship starts, and, like, I've healed so much from my last relationship, like, I'm, like, slowly, like, shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And, like, by the time the relationship ended, like, blindsided again. And, like, man, sitting in the same spot again, and I'm, like, losing my damn mind. And, like, my friend, for God knows, probably, like, the millionth time, is like, dude, you need to get into therapy. And, like, I finally go to therapy, 6 years sober, and my therapist, like, exposes all these patterns, these behaviors, tells me how, like, it's a reflection of me, and, like, because I'm coming into therapy, like, rip shit bad. And I am going through the steps again, and I'm, like, learning how to love myself. So, like, long story short is that, you know, in my time in recovery, like, what going through the steps and, like, all this stuff has done for me has, like, shown me how to show up in life for other people and how to show up for myself is, like, where I'm at now, like, at 6 years. So it's, like, crazy that, like, when I got to the program, like, if I thought that's what this was all about, I definitely, let's put it this way, I definitely didn't. Like, I thought this was like, okay, we're not going to take heroin anymore. We're not going to drink anymore. Life's going to be perfect. You know, but it wasn't, right? Because, God, man, you hear people say, right, that, like, you're as old as you are when you started using, when you get sober. And, like, emotionally, intelligence-wise, emotional maturity, I was damn straight at a 13-year-old. I couldn't tell you when I was sad, angry, depressed, anxious, like, get fucked. I had to learn all that stuff in sobriety. Like, and it's just crazy. But it's been transformative. And, like, I'm grateful for it. Like, it's a lot of pain. But both those partners, like, I'm friends with, they ended amicably, which before I got sober, like, that's never happened.
Right.
Toxic relationships with toxic ends.
Yeah.
You know, so, like, that's a plus. That's progress.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's taken 6 years to kind of get there.
Sure.
Like, getting sober was a whole ass thing of just, like, put down the drink and learn.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you want to talk about what the last 5 minutes relates with you about? Because this is like right on par here.
Rambled for a while there on that.
This is good. This is good.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just taking it in. I'm a little speechless.
Yeah.
Life is rough. I mean, it's like this. We were just talking about it before we got on. How, you know, just the spiritual notion of you choose your challenges. I believe it. I believe that we choose our challenges and that there is a higher purpose for each relationship, encounter, and moment that you go through. And usually that's a mirror for what we need to break open.
Right. Which doesn't seem that way in the middle.
No, I'll blame the other person 10 times
and I
out of 10.
believed it each time. I think that I've been ready, or, you know, you think you're a little more healed than the last time, and life just has this way of, like, slapping you in the face again and being like, actually, yeah, I mean, it's hard to conceptualize what it is that you're learning when you go through relationships that you wanted to work and you thought they could. And you really had a faith and belief, you know, and it's, I mean, I'm in the trenches of the dark night of the soul, as I like to say it, after a relationship. And it's, it's people are a lot of work. We're a lot of work.
Right.
And I'm definitely somebody that has put a lot of my identity and I think, you know, worth and distraction into that just want for love to work and be this, like, fairy tale. This is gonna, like, fucking fix it all, and it doesn't. It never does, you know. So loving yourself, you know, it's so much deeper than I think we can say it. Even, you know, and each person has their own experience, but there's always work to do. And when you see it all laid out, you know, like, I've been going through the steps myself, and I'm in therapy, and I'm always trying a new modality of self-work, spiritual work, light work, if you will, because there's so much to learn there. And it's different ways. It's like there's different highs and revelations and aha moments that come from that spiritual work, and just allowing yourself to see it all laid out. And it's not fun, and I don't find myself, you know, just when I think I've learned something, or, you know, I'm like, this is what I want my education to be, because once you're there, you can't go back. And you're like, fuck, I almost wish I could go back, because ignorance is bliss.
It is.
It's I mean, I just I'm with you. And
I think there's something very romantic, though, about all of our past relationships are designed, or not designed, but maybe designed to get us to a place to have that fairy tale idea of love. It's not the perception we perceive it to be as a young child, but the perception or reality that when we finally find that person that we're ready to, and have learned all of these things through so much heartbreak and difficulties, through understanding who we really are, where we need to grow to find that person after all of that work. That's the romantic part of it. And you can twist it in saying, like, I mean, I've had relationships in the past where, like, I was the beast, you know? And I feel bad for those encounters and stuff. But, like, without those encounters, I wouldn't have some sort of insight of where I need to grow. Of who I don't want to be.
And that understanding allows you to release that resentment moving forward. You know, we build so many resentments in our life, and then I think that's the beauty of doing the work in a relationship or after a relationship or for all of the past hurt that you didn't look at.
Yeah.
Because when you can, I am not above being angry, rage, fucking not healing my traumas when they're triggered. I'm, there's no saint-like thing about my humanness.
Sure.
But the growth of doing the work, like I can come out of this moment of not so great habits to immediately be like, this is how I can perceive this. And I don't hold resentment to you for this. I forgive you. I can be at the point now where I'm like, okay, like I see the deeper meaning here.
Yeah.
It's painful. It doesn't mean I don't want to lash out like the little girl Jess, but my understanding of it is like, beyond different than it was 15 years ago in my first toxic relationship or 20 years ago. And oh fuck, man. It's amazing how it'll keep happening until you fix the things.
Well, but like it just, I don't know though, because like it hits what you said earlier of just like, you can only fix and know what you know at the time or what you focus on at the time, right? So like when I got out of that first relationship in sobriety, like what I was focused on was like, damn, dude, like I treated this girl like shit. Like I had definitely treated people way worse, but like I didn't treat her right. Like I don't want to treat a woman like that in like ever again. Yeah. But like all I could focus on was like, how do I treat my partner? Not how do I treat myself. So like in the process of like healing from this relationship, I also lost like myself there in this whole healing process of like how do I like treat someone better? I just lose like and like not to mention like I compound it with like what I said earlier of like, well, I feel like shit from this breakup, so like how do I feel better? Well, like let's go like do a round of like whoever I can get involved with like, because dude, I will use sex and like short-term relationships and situationships to like try to fill the hole because it's like it's what I knew. Right? And so, like, a big thing this time where it's, like, self-love is the thing I'm focusing on, like, that can't happen for me. Sure. Right? And, like, that's the thing that's been different for me this time. And, like, that's crazy because to go this amount of time, like, without being active, I don't know. I think I've done it since I've been active. Like, it's crazy for me.
Well, put it into, like, recovery standings. Like, they say, try not get sexually involved or get into intimately involved with the other sex or another, whoever in early recovery, right? Right. The point is you're trying to build who you are back up. Right. Mm-hmm. You're not trying to focus on, oh, does she like me? Oh, does he like me?
Yeah, it just consumes you too much. It takes up too much of your time.
It takes every part of you to
all of your energy,
mentally and emotionally involved. And then the avoidance of what we love as humans is all there in another human being. Right? I can put all my time into them, and if they give me the validation that they like me, then I'm doing good. Right. And I don't have to worry about fucking recovery. Right. Yeah. Because fucking...
And if I'm happy through this...
I finally found my new drug.
It's your higher power.
It's my higher power. Yeah. And... So when you get out of a relationship, I love what you said, focusing on all right, where am I bringing my love back to me again? Right. Sustaining from the act of putting love into somebody else.
Right. A lot of patience, man. A lot of patience.
Yeah.
And it's painful every day, like to choose to do that work instead of that next distraction, To
choose yourself is hard. Like, fuck, man. Because, like, even getting sober, right? Like, I told you, like, it's taken 6 years to get into therapy and, like, honestly try to do some of this work. It's, like, in recovery, like, when I work with my sponsor and stuff, like, the kind of goals we set up were, like, bars that I could hit where it's, like, if I can look myself in the mirror and be like, you're not too big of a piece of shit. That's progress from when I walked in here, man. Like, when I walked in the program, I didn't care about myself. Like, I wasn't, like, taking care of myself just, like, sanitarily. Like, I had scabies when I got here. Like I said, I needed to go to the dentist. Like, I had all this stuff, man, where, like, self-health, like, just physical health was not there. Sure. So, like, graduating into, like, this kind of stuff where it's, like, I'm going to choose me? Right. Whoa. That hasn't worked out so well in the past. Yeah. Right? So it's, like, choosing me over a distraction is tough. is tough.
But like you said, like that's the necessary work. Like if you don't take that time and you don't put in the work to, raise your vibration, then whatever you pull in, it's going to be the same vicious cycle.
Yeah, and it's
so a lot of discipline.
And it's tough because, especially with people that have kids and already married and things like that, in early recovery, you're supposed to spend a lot of selfish time, a lot of meetings, a lot of self-help stuff, a lot of figuring out your emotional regulation, and to be involved with all these other people all of the time. And what a difficult process, It was for me with my kids. I always had to worry about, is this one getting money? Is this one, am I seeing this daughter enough? Am I seeing this son enough? Am I on the phone with them enough? Is my ex, blowing up my phone? Is my current girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
a lot of work.
And then my family, and then work, and then, meetings. And it's tough to be selfish. But like this time around for me, I got very selfish for like a good solid 4 or 5 months.
And so like that was the key for you this time. At least one of them.
100%. Yeah. I checked myself into a sober house. I fucking humbled myself again. I called the sober house owner and said, hey, I got to come back.
Yeah.
And I had to leave my daughter and my girlfriend the house, and I had to make that decision. And my sponsor told me, you got to fucking do this. And I was like, okay, I'm willing to do whatever it takes this time. And wouldn't you know, like 16 years of trying to get sober, I actually got some time because I started just listening and taking care of myself. In that early fucking first 6 months, it was like just all about me.
It's crazy though, because like it's such it graduates, or I feel like I'm saying that word a lot. It changes to such a selfless program on the tail end of it. But 100%, because like when I got here, I don't know about you, but like when people are like, don't get in a relationship, no big life changes, just focus on this. Yeah. I'm like,
right.
Like I want the new job, I want a new car, I want the relationship. Like these are the material things that like I need to make my life good.
Yeah.
Right. This is what's going to get me the happiness. These people, like that alcoholic, that addict that came in here was still just like, these people don't know.
Sure.
Right. And so like I fought that, and that's why I didn't listen. I'm willing to like I think about it in the sense of like turning my will and my life over to God. And like, it's like I'll turn my alcoholism and my drug addiction over to God like every day, no problem. Right. But you want the rest of my life too? Hold on, let's keep that like on a fishing line so I can pull that back when I want it, right?
Yeah.
And it's I can't even tell you how many times I can look back at like early recovery and just see how many times I did that.
Yeah.
Just like take my will back, take my will back, take my will back.
Yeah.
And it's just, go figure, it never worked.
It
never worked.
And until you hit that spiritual awakening that everything that you give up, you get back tenfold.
Yeah, 100%.
Everything.
Exactly,
the least amount of control I have on something, the most.
Well, that's a law of the universe.
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely. Well, anything you try and grasp, the tighter you grasp, the more. Well, what the fuck is the quote?
I don't know what the quote is, but
I just say like the tighter you grasp, like that's the whole notion. Like you have to let life flow. Like when you least resistance, the path of least resistance. That's when everything. When you give it all up, and you just do the good work and you slow it the fuck down, that's when your frequency raises. Your standards are your standards. Your selfishness, your boundaries, whatever it is to maintain this healthy. If you can do that. It's a path of least resistance, really. Even though it's painful and it's still work, it's still you giving up all of that resistance in your head to it. That, you know what I mean?
It's just like, it always sounds, and like every time someone says it, I'm just like, even like right now, right? Like I'm sitting here and I'm just like, because it's simple.
Yeah.
The idea in theory is so simple.
Yeah, the action.
But it's so hard.
Oh yeah, 100 times a day. Like
you said it. I bang my head. Tell me 10 times before I'm gonna listen. Even though, like, take an example from the past that someone could even talk about, like my sponsor. Hey, do you remember when you did it like this and it worked out well?
Yeah.
He's still got to say that 10 times to me before I'm gonna listen to him, right? Yeah. And it's like
creatures of habit for sure.
And the thing that's crazy is like, I don't know. It talks about it in the book, but like sex, relationships, like these are two of the things. Where like in the book it only says it like 3 times, where like if we're not careful, like this is something that'll cause us to drink. And so, like, to me, it's crazy that, like, these things that seem to be, like, this reoccurring theme in my mind that I'll so quickly just be like, it's not a big deal, or it's all right, like, it's going to work out in the end. Like, these are the things, like, my program tells me, like, will cause me to drink. You know, there's other things that it tells me, like, aren't great. Like, this is the root of, like, an alcoholic, right? Like, self-centeredness and things like that. But, like, sex, resentment, there's a couple of them that it talks, 3 of them, like I said, that it's like, if you do this, you will drink. You know, and it's crazy because, like, those times after those relationships ended, those have been the times where, like, the only thing standing between me and that drink or that drug is, like, a higher power.
Sure.
Because I remember after that first one, like, I'm walking the courtyard with my dog. I'm trying to call my sponsor. I'm trying to call people in the program. Nobody's picking up the phone. It's like 1 a.m. I'm losing my goddamn mind.
Yeah, perfect storm.
Pitch black. I'm walking my dog, bawling my eyes out. And, like, I just, like, thank God no liquor store was open, right? Because just, like, no, I didn't want to drink. But, like, we build these habits for years.
Sure.
Right? Like, and I get it. Like, I got sober younger, but even, like, having started at 13 and getting sober at 25, it's, like, 12 years of, like, good, bad, indifferent, anything that happened in my life, like, the drink is there as the solution. The drug is there as the solution. So, like, if it wasn't 1 a.m. and I still had, like, the plugs I had before I got sober, like, who knows? You know, I'm grateful that my sponsor called me, like, that next morning. We met that next day. But, like, all I had that night was a higher power. Like, I remember when I was trying to go to bed, like, just praying, like, I just want like, the pain to stop. I didn't even say I don't want to drink. I was like, I just want the pain to stop. Right? And, like, same thing when this relationship that just ended this year happened. Like, fuck, man, I was sitting in the car, like, punching the steering wheel, bawling my eyes out again. Like, how am I sitting here again?
Yeah.
Like, how did I miss something again? Because, like, that's what creeps up for me, right? Is, like, I immediately go to, like, blame myself. Like, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
That fear of never being enough just slips right back in as soon as something like that happens. And, like, those moments of, like, vulnerability and just, like, depression and sadness, those are the moments where the drink and the drug sound really good. Yeah. And it's crazy.
Yeah, well, it's tough when the evidence is there in reality. Like, you can place the validation of, well, see, I fucked up again. Like, I'm 6 years sober. I can't hold a relationship, type of thing. You know what I mean?
Literally, though.
And, like, I can blame that on that. You know, instead of what we were talking about before. There is something here that this is happening to me for that I need to figure out why it's happening to me. And it's not happening to me, it's happening for me. And it's hard to have that perception. But without that perception, you're one step closer to a drink because the blame is there. You do everything to figure out, why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? It has to be me, instead of, why is this happening for me? Like, where do I go next? How do I figure this out? Who can I talk to? All right, let's talk to a therapist. All right, take me back through the steps. So whatever the many of things that we have in our arsenal as humans to figure out, why is this what is this happening to me for? Yeah. What is that answer? Because, listen, you could have been the fucking problem. Most likely you are. But if I keep blaming myself for it, what is the progress there?
Right. That's not.
What is the progress?
What do I have to learn here? Yeah.
What is my perception every time has to be, what is this happening to me for? Why is it happening for me?
Well, solely the awareness or the identification isn't going to fix anything. Like, if you just know what happened, that's not going to fix anything. So, like, I'm agreeing with you. Like, what is this for? How do I use this? Right? Because, like, that's the perspective of, like, gratitude. Yeah. I mean, to walk into a therapist's office, though, and for her to be like, this was a lesson, I'm like, I want to, like, crash out. Sure. I want to start throwing stuff.
Yeah, I don't want more lessons in life, actually.
A lesson. I wanted to marry this person.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
it was supposed to fucking work. What the fuck?
Yeah. And it's just like, this therapist is sitting there clear as day, like, Sam, this is a lesson. And I'm like, fuck you. Yeah. But, like, you're right, because, like, I'm sitting there when I'm saying that, like, fuck you to my therapist, like, I'm not learning anything.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there stagnant. But, like, when I calm down and, like, let some of that dust settle, get out of that dark place, right? Like, I can see, like, okay, what was this for?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
What can I take and grow from this?
Yeah.
Because, like you said, it's, like, all the signs are there, and, like, this is a place where, like, I'm the closest to a drink, so it's, like, I need to be vigilant here. I need to, like, if I want to, like, give good and, like, receive good, karmic behavior, universe, like, however you want to, like, look at it, I need to learn from this. I need to move forward from this.
And sit with the pain.
Yeah.
And that's the tough thing, is sitting with the pain. Because there's always a distraction, even if it's just a healthy distraction.
Right.
I've been struggling with that a lot because I'm, like, doing the most to do the good, right thing. And then, you know, when the really heavy fucking emotional pain, I mean, this is an experience and it's a loss. It's grief, you know? And so I find myself trying to just divert now in lessons and healthy ways and the therapies. And then I've had a few moments where I've had to just stop and sit there and just be accepting of that. Like, this is one of those moments that, like, the why me, it's here. It's okay. And literally, like, okay, I'm not getting my journal out to fucking write. I'm not saying the prayer to fucking God. I know that sounds crazy, but when you're such an overthinker and over emotional person, I'm like, I'm doing all of the right things to not be out there myself at the fucking bar being like, it's time for me to go hang out with my fucking girlfriends and live life. Like, I don't want that fucking life anymore. I want, like, real, I want substance, and I want a relationship to work in my life. So I find myself, I'm just like, oh no, you have to just sit here. And I just sit, and it's, like, physically fucking painful to, like, be alive. And I'm just like, oh my God, it hurts so bad. But it's not just this moment or just this thought that hurts so bad. It's a lifetime of pain coming out through that fucking, why is this person not here? Why won't this work out for me? Why am I here at 36? What is my life? You know, that really existential, like, shit. It's hard to sit.
Is it
with pain?
That's okay. Yeah.
It's got to be crazy for you, though, like, thinking about this in the sense of, like, marriage, children. Like, it's a different side of the coin than, like, what we're even talking about. But it's, like, same feelings and emotions, I'm sure, but, like, different.
Well, so for me, it was, I had to make a very hard decision. I was living with Mariah and my daughter, 5 weeks sober, going to an IOP. It was so toxic. She had the built-up resentment. It was years and years of, okay, Steven's back in the house. He's doing great. Couple months down the line, I'm waiting for him to go use again. So she's waiting for that. I'm not doing any repair work in the relationship because I'm back at IOP 5 days a week, going to meetings every night. I'm not there physically. I'm not there emotionally. I'm not there mentally. I'm just worried about my recovery.
Right.
And so I made the hard decision of going to a sober house, and we had, like, minimal communication for a while. And I got angry. She wouldn't let me talk to my daughter for a little bit, blah, 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 blah. But I became okay with it. I was like, if I just do my work right now, whatever happens with us in the future, it's going to happen. I have no control of that right now. All I have to do is stay sober. I did that. I worked hard at my sobriety. Day in, day out. Meetings every day, if not twice a day. IOP all day long. And then 6-7 months after that, we started talking a little bit here and there. And then we started going to couples counseling. In which, for me, the couples counseling thing, I had already came into it with an understanding that the defensiveness, the blaming, are two things that I can't do in therapy. I'm not going to blame her for anything. I'm not even going to bring up any past stuff.
Only in therapy?
I'm going to... Oh, no, outside of therapy as well, too. I don't blame her for shit. I don't bring up any old stuff.
Yeah, that's the...
I try as hard as hell to not be defensive.
Right.
And
Which is a conscious choice all the time.
And
like,
I do everything I can to listen. Do I have tough moments? Yes, but I don't outwardly show them. I inwardly just get quiet. And that is the best defense I have. Because if I open my mouth and say something stupid, it can go on for longer. And if I just get quiet, she knows, okay, that's it.
Delivery.
Let's end this conversation.
The time and a place to deliver it properly.
It's the pause. Yeah.
I think that's huge. I mean, wherever you are, obviously relationships look different for everybody. But like that emotional maturity to like pause.
Yeah.
Give time for the feeling to settle.
Yep.
Right? Because like I ain't no Buddhist monk. You're gonna say something. I might have trauma. I might get pissed, and it's gonna flare.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
That was my lesson. That was my lesson this go around.
Yeah.
Like, stop.
Yeah, just
let it go.
But I think the hardest thing for us was getting past the perception of me thinking I was right in a situation and her thinking she was right in a situation. She ruined our relationship, and her perception was I ruined our relationship. Once we got past that resentment and stopped blaming each other and stopped trying to fight who was right and figure out how to work together, and it was easy after that. It's easier.
It's crazy.
You know, the resentment was the number one thing.
I mean, that's resentment 101, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Right? And they say that, like, I mean, obviously, it's, again, I don't want to, like, broadcast over everybody's relationships, but, like, they say that, like, resentment can be harder to get over than, like, someone being disloyal in a relationship. Like, they see sometimes people in relationships who have been disloyal, like, with their partner, been able to continue in a relationship more than someone who's gotten resentful.
Wow.
Because, like, you can't talk about it. If you can't talk through a resentment and move through it, it's like...
Sure.
Because, like, I don't know about... Man, I'll hold on to a resentment.
Yeah,
for
ego.
a long time.
Maybe.
If I don't get it out,
Yeah.
you ain't changing my mind.
Sure.
That resentment becomes, like, harder than steel.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, and even if, like... I don't mean to say even if, but, like... Man, I'm on my third go through the steps, and I'd be lying to you if I told you there weren't some resentments on there that are from the first go through.
Sure.
Like, that's how deep rooted they can get sometimes, man. And it's just like, they're brutal.
Yeah.
And I think it's crazy to me because, like, if you had told me this kind of stuff would be the stuff that would, like, put me closer to a drink or a drug rather than, like, I don't know, going to a Fish concert where there's, like, drugs and alcohol all around me.
Yeah.
I would have laughed at you. I'd been like, no, that stuff will be fine. I'm way more worried about going to a concert where there's, like, open supply to all this stuff. That's where I'm going to relapse,
Sure.
right? But, like, I go to shows and I'm just like, that stuff just, I walk right by it.
Yeah.
It's not even there.
Yeah.
But this stuff happens and it's like,
Yeah.
woosah kind of, like, moment of just like,
Yeah.
ooh, boy, this stuff wants to test me.
Sure.
You know? But
Who is there? Do you have a male or a female therapist?
I have a female. Yeah.
How is like the first session? I mean, you don't have to get into logistics, but like you've never had a therapist before.
No, well, so I did one time before I got sober, but I was drinking like heavily,
Yeah.
and she
Okay.
knew I was like not sober. And I remember like short conversations. She's like, "So are you completely sober?" I'm like, "No, I still smoke weed and drink." I was like, "They don't cause me a problem." And she throw in like those little underhanded jabs of like, "Yeah, right now."
Yeah.
Right, like, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "You need to calm down with that." But no, the first time with this, man, like, I think, like, thank God, as weird as this may sound, like, because I don't recommend this to anybody, like, waiting 6 years of sobriety to get into therapy. Like, if you have a willingness to get into therapy and you're, like, I don't know, 3 months, 1 year, wherever, just go.
Just go.
Just go.
Yeah.
Get into it. Because, like, it took me 6 years to be at a point where I was willing to, like, sit down with someone and just be honest.
Yeah.
Like I was with my sponsor. So, like, when I sat there for the first time in therapy, I just threw up all over this lady.
Sure.
Like, I let her have everything, and, like, it was good that I was in, like, that dark place that you're talking about of, like, after a relationship, because, like, the relationship ended, and it must have been, like, 3 weeks after the relationship ended, and I was in therapy, which is, like, a fast response for me.
Yeah.
But, like, I just gave her everything, all the feelings, all the thoughts, everything that had gone on, and we just kind of got down to causes and conditions of, like, you know, is this a pattern in your life of, like, you know, people leaving you in this kind of way? Because, like, man, I got I love you, but I'm not in love with you, and I can't picture spending a future with you, and, like, that shit cuts deep. like, I want you to tell me I was a piece of shit.
Right.
I want you to tell me I didn't take the trash down to the sidewalk enough. Like, I didn't do the dishes. Give me something tangible to hold. Like, to just tell me that, like, you can't picture a future with me. And, like, it's just so hard to conceptualize that. Like, it's impossible. And like, I've learned now, like, for my own closure, like, there's no point to really figure out what the meaning behind that is. It's more so, like, what was this for? Why did this happen? Right? Like, not why in the sense of, like, what was the causing factor, but, like, what's the lesson to be learned here?
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, dropping that line on her, and I remember she just, like, looked at me and she, like, just gave that genuine, like that pause, and, like, looked at me and was like, so you're going through it.
Yeah.
It was exactly what she said to me. And I, like, when she said that, I was like, okay, this will work.
Yeah.
I was like, she understands that, like, I'm just in a place where, like, I can't deal with that. Because it was not the first time I heard that. That's how the partner I was with before in sobriety broke up with me. And was like, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I was like, fuck, man. Like, that's a different type of pain. And it's a hard lesson to learn. And I've learned it. That, like, I can love someone but not be in love with them.
Sure.
Like, with friends. I've learned that with friends now in recovery. And, like, but to learn that in relationships was tough, man.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, she's great. I love her.
That's
like,
great.
Getting into therapy is huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, I haven't had any... So I went to an IOP, Rhode Island. My last therapist was a common member we both have, and but I went through that place 6 or 7 times, so I had 6 or 7. I had every
Different
counselor
ones.
in that place.
Yeah.
But it was amazing having all these different aspects of, like, these different counselors, and we were talking about it last week, I think, with Jordan, about, like.
Oh, I listened to it. I think I remember.
Yeah, not the sexual part, but, like...
I was like, are we going here again?
No, we're not going there again.
Back.
But, like, I think it's very interesting to, like, hear, like, who people are more open to being honest with, a male or a female. You know what I mean? Or who what the consensus is of feeling more comfortable, you know? And
No, this was a while ago on episodes. You were just talking about it because I got a massage. Remember? And you were like, I was like, but it was weird. It was a guy. And you're like, oh, a guy. And I was like, yeah. And then we kind of related it to the therapy thing. Like, it's just it's just like a weird thought when people have. It's like, why is it always a thing?
From a guy?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, that's what I told.
I mean, to be honest with you though, like, I might be the wrong person to ask. Like, sexually attracted to both.
Okay.
So it's like, to me, I'm just like, whatever.
Okay.
So, like, to, like, the same thing for, like, a therapist, I'm like, it's more of, like, just a vibe thing for me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, I'm not someone who's, like, well experienced with, like, therapist shopping per se.
Yeah.
I got lucky that the one I have now is great. She's amazing.
Yeah. Were you referred, or how'd you go through that?
I have a friend in the program, and she told me, like, a company to go through, like, to call. So I called, told them what was going on, gave them my availability, and they asked me, you know, if Thursday at whatever time would work. And I was like, yeah, sure. And they're like, okay, well, it's this person. And so, like, that's how it went for me. And it was quick, like I said, 3 weeks after the breakup. But I don't even think I put too much thought towards, like, what gender. I don't think I was in so much fucking pain. I don't think I cared.
Right.
Yeah, it's more about, I think it's obviously connection based.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing. It's very tough because therapy is like, it's not something like you shop around, you test out 10 therapists to see which one you connect with the best.
It's tough. Yeah.
It's a very tough thing because I know a lot of people that, like, I tried that and it's like, it's not for me, or it doesn't, you know, that type of style. It's like, well, every person is a new style.
Sure.
And we don't understand that. Then there's genres of therapy.
Yeah.
So it's like every one is completely different experience, you know? You kind of have to know, like, what the capabilities are in a space like that. And it's like getting your shit all out, like allowing surrendering it all to another human.
Yeah.
So it's like the basis of it. If you can, like, hold tight with that, like, you eventually can really find life transformative shit happening for yourself, you know. And I think a lot of people will give it a little test or do it for, you know, that old generational way of like, if you're going to therapy, something really fucked up happened to you. So it's like, we got to get you in therapy. You know what I mean? It's usually like situation based, I think.
But I think it's just very helpful to have this other unbiased opinion about your life being spoken to you.
Exactly.
You know, for a different perception, a different vision of like where you are, where you want to be, and how you can be helped.
I mean, you go to the doctor if you have cancer, right? But we're not taught to talk to somebody if you have a brain. And everybody fucking needs to.
Yeah.
It's like another level unlocked, though, right?
Sure.
And like that, because like that's how it feels to me, at least, because like I was saying, like the steps unlocked so much for me. Getting sober, like emotionally, spiritually, and like all the, like you just said, all the different types of therapy. They're all like different avenues to like unlock all this, whether it's trauma, whether it's like boundaries, codependency, you know, all this kind of stuff that you have to work through or learn about yourself, are all unlocked through these different methods, different people, and all this stuff. Like, and like, I don't know, where else are you gonna get that?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I love the program. Like, there was times when I'm sitting at the front of those meetings when I'm asked to share, and like I am like a waterfall of gratitude for the program. But like AA is not a one-stop shop.
Sure.
Right? Like if I just kept trying to work the steps and work the steps and work the steps to try to get through what I'm going through for my relationships, I'm not sure that I'd be sitting where I'm sitting.
Right.
Yeah.
I would love to think that I would be, but like I have so many people in the program that I love, respect, and trust telling me to get that outside help.
Yeah.
Right? And like that's where it's like, oh, so this is something that's outside the scope of AA.
Yeah.
Right? And like so that's what I mean in the sense of like it's another level to be like unlocked. Like I got sober enough to like be in a place where therapy sounded good to me.
Yeah.
I had to become willing and open-minded to the idea that it was something I needed.
Sure.
Because I was the type of person for a long time where I'm like, I'm fine. I don't have issues. Or if I do, like, I know what they are. Right? Like, I know why these relationships are ending. Right? And it's like, I sit in that room for one session and my therapist says all this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck did you just say to me?
Yeah.
Like, codependent, people pleasing, all this stuff. And I'm just like, no. Like, maybe like once in a while. And she's like, honey. And I'm like,
I love it. I'm like, fuck, you're right. Oh my God. We unlocked another thing.
Right?
Oh my God. Add it to the list.
I was like, I just got honeyed. I'm like, I can't. I'm like, how do I deal with this? I'm like, because again though, man, it's like crazy to be sitting there 6 years and someone just says that to you. And it's like the first time you've ever heard it. That's
Remain
crazy.
teachable.
Yeah, I mean,
Remain teachable is
it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I when me and Mariah went to couples counseling, I mean, I never would have been able to. We would have never been able to heal our relationship the way we have without the help of that woman.
Yeah.
You know, without the directive, but also the openness, the putting the ego at the door, the humbleness, all of these things that you need to go into with therapy.
Teamwork,
have to be there too.
And where were you at in your recovery when you did that?
About 9 months sober.
That's crazy. That's awesome. Like crazy in a good way. Like that's amazing.
But I've also been in and out of therapy for the last 5 years at that IOP.
Yeah, but still,
like,
though, like that's.
But
that's incredible.
what I'm saying is, it helped me.
Right.
Being with all,
Prepared you.
it prepared me for knowing that I have to be open. I have to be honest.
Right.
I have to listen.
Yeah, knowing there's benefit from it.
I have to not be defensive. All of these things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never would have learned how to deal with a relationship in AA, just AA alone.
Yeah.
Or just through my sponsor alone.
That's what I mean.
You know,
remain teachable. Like that's the key, and like that's like kind of like the mantra of my recovery right now is like just remain teachable. Because a friend and I in the program, who he's got like a couple more years than I do, like year and a half, 2 years, almost more than I do, and we call the phase we're in recovery right now the spiritual desert. We always say to each other, like, I'm just in the fucking desert, man, looking for the goddamn oasis right now. I'm like, my mouth is parched. I'm like doing the work, and I'm like not seeing the results, and I'm like, I just am like some like the step work and like doing the right thing, right? Like, and I will not say that every time I do it, I'm not seeing results, but like that's the general scheme that my brain likes to play out. And so it's like we describe this area of recovery 5 to 10 years as like It's when you're just stuck in the desert, the spiritual desert of like just doing the next right thing and doing the steps and like trying to help the next alcoholic because you know it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Not for the result, not for the feeling of feeling good, but just because it's what like I've been taught to do.
Yeah.
And like almost in the sense of like what you were just saying of like remain teachable, but also like keep that foundation. Like don't stop doing that.
Yeah, sure.
Because like if I do, I know where the desert could lead me to.
Yeah.
Like that oasis, right? That place that looks great, but it's probably not. It's still in the desert.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and dude, that's like the mantra of my recovery right now is like just be wary that like I've got a teepee up in the desert right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to survive, and like what that looks like is just putting one foot in front of the other.
Sure.
You know, and dealing with life on life's terms and all those cliche AA things, but it's just the reality of it. Because like thinking about years 1 through 5, like so many aha moments.
Yeah.
So many. Because again, we've been talking about it. It's like you start learning so much that you've just been ignoring and disassociating from for so long.
Yeah,
Sure.
you see those rewards from those little seeds you planted when you thought you were in the desert here, and like that attaining, you know, the reward. It's like the reward is so sprinkled in, and I think like our concept of time is just so wild. And then like you can look back on 5 years and be like, whoa, actually, this has been unraveling the whole time. The journey has been one foot in front of the other.
I mean, just like the steps, I mean, they're designed step by step for a reason. There's a pattern for a reason. You don't say sorry before you realize that you need a higher power in your life. You know?
True.
You don't say sorry before you have to deal with your resentments. You know? And I look at these aha or these spiritual awakening moments the same way. I'm only getting this spiritual awakening because I've gotten these little ones in front of it. You know, I'm only opened my eyes so much at this point because I've started to open my eyes up here.
And because we need this one for the next one.
Exactly. And all these little moments bring me to this big next spiritual awakening. You know, and these steps take me there. And I'm not open if I'm not doing like all the fucking things.
Right.
You know, if I'm not doing my program, if I'm not talking to my sponsor, if I'm not going to work, if I'm not physically healthy, if I'm not cleaning my teeth, if I'm not, you know, if I'm not fucking having some alone time watching TV by myself or reading a book, if I'm not doing all of these things, it sounds like so much. It does. But like we get to do that for our own fucking future self.
I never did any of that stuff before I got sober.
Absolutely not.
Like that's the neglect.
Yeah.
That's the shit. Like I didn't sit down and read a book.
Yeah.
Like that's been one of the things that's been huge for me. Like rediscovering that I like to read.
Yeah.
Right, and just like you just said, give myself time to sit down and read a book.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
That's healing.
Yeah.
Right.
I've been stuck in the Red Rising series. You ever heard of that?
Oh, I listened to them all.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, you have?
Yeah.
I'm fucking stuck in 3
My
right
next
now.
series?
Yeah, it's so good.
It's good stuff.
Well, Sam, thank you for coming today.
It's been awesome.
This has been a great episode. Really appreciate you coming. Wish I could talk more a little bit about fish, but maybe we'll do that afterwards. And because it's I love when I talk to other people in the program that are in the scene, because it is a drug influenced scene. You know, the jam band scene, and I know a bunch of people who are part of the Yellow Balloon and the Fellowship and stuff like that. And it's an inspiration to me that people can still go to shows and enjoy it. Listen, I've never...
Well, you didn't know you could be awakened without drugs and alcohol.
Sure. Well,
That's the thing.
I mean, when you were talking about it earlier, taking LSD and going to see your first concert. Dude, the first time I took LSD and went to go see a concert, Jess was with me, actually. My dad bought us Mo tickets for my birthday
Mo.
in Boston at the Orpheum. And it was
That was your first time, dude? Oh, yeah, I remember.
First time tripping and seeing Mo.
Yeah.
And it was me, you, Smitty, Justine.
Yep.
What year was that?
That was...
Oh, my God.
2004, maybe?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
And so we went...
That's fucking wild, gross, bro.
It's great.
That's crazy.
So anyway...
4?
Me and my boy are tripping, and we go in, and we're in our seats. The whole first set, amazing, dude. I am dancing my ass off. After the first set, I sat down and I looked to my left. My dad and my stepmom were next to me the entire time and never even said anything to me.
Wait, what?
Remember, they were there. They bought. So my dad bought 6 tickets, and he was to the left of us the entire time.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
After that, I had to go to the end of the row and
You're just in your world,
pushed
man.
over. I was in my world.
Yeah, I was just like,
That's
all
crazy.
right, whatever.
That's
What the
wild.
fuck's going on?
I've done some crazy shit, but I've never tripped like in the presence of my parents.
Yeah.
I have come home and like gone up to my room.
Yeah.
but, like, standing next.
I'd be fucking petrified. You
Hard
kidding me? I'd be like, let's just go to the hospital. I'll go with
Like,
you. I
take
could
some-
never.
Take some Xanax
Oh, my
right
God.
now, please.
I was tripping at her birthday dinner one time.
Oh, I'll never forget.
At my grandparents.
I'm looking at him like, you always have to fucking ruin everything, don't you? I just want to fucking pasta with cold ragu sauce.
That's
I'll never
All right,
forget.
let's not blow up how good tripping is, but Sam, it was so good to have you on, man.
Yeah, it was
Good to be
great.
here. It was
Yeah, great
awesome.
talking to you.
It was awesome.
Say bye, Kaido.